we have already started and we had reached almost the verse number 3. And in verse number 3, what Bhagavan Arjuna is now requesting Bhagavan in the first four verses of the chapter 11, chapter 11, four verses, that in order for my anugraha, in order to have some compassion to benefit me, and what is that anugraha? Giving me the ability that I can have the direct experience of your divinity. Because so far I have already heard in detail about what that divinity is like, the Nirupadika Rupa and the Sopadika Rupa. Bhagavan's divinity with and without names and forms. And also Guhyam Adhyatma Sanchitam, because you have already mentioned that in the chapter 9, you told me, I'm going to tell you that Guhya Tattva, which I haven't told you so far. I've told you something in chapter 7 and 8, but this is more secret, because there he's revealing the secret of Vedantic science. What is this whole cosmos like? It is just an appearance. And critical verses 4, 5, 6 that I keep mentioning. Yat tvaya uktam bachah tena moho ayam bigato mama. He first said that, look here, first he is reassuring Bhagavan that he has understood a little. He is not a fool. He is able to address Bhagavan as Param Brahma, etc. in chapter 10. So he has already given some hints to Bhagavan that he's been a sincere student. And then he's saying, if I have not fully understood, how could my agony, which I had in the beginning because of a faulty, limited understanding that I am the killer, I am fighting for the kingdom, I'm going to kill all these people, I'm not very sure even if I win or lose, I'm going to take a huge risk by killing people, victory is not assured. I had all those thoughts and considerations, and I thought I was a very wise person. But you told me that Atma is neither kills nor is getting killed. It's that Chidatma Swarupa. And that particular thing is Nirvikara, Nishkala. You gave me all these ideas. Then you told what is that Jivatma, chapter 1 to 6. And then between 7 to 10, you told about the Tattvadartha, the Parameshwara Tattva. You told me a lot about it. Now I have got rid of my agony, but I'm not fully satisfied. My fear is gone, but my heart is not full with contentment. So I want to sort of see that, experience that myself. I have understood it theoretically, but can I at all have a direct experience of it? Because Bhagavan had promised, I'll give you jnana with vijnana. So he's sort of coming back at Bhagavan, extracting a little more, like the little boy negotiates with his mom or father or dad about some extra benefits. This is a relation between Guru and Shishya, where the Shishya is a good performing student and the teacher is always compassionate and happy to give more information and knowledge to this boy, the student. Bhavapyo hi bhutanam shruto vistaroso maya tvattah kamalapatrakhya mahatmyam avicha avyayam. Now there is one particular thing, mahatmyam apicha avyayam. Bhagavan is avyaya, but why his mahatma should be avyaya? This is going to come very soon, but I'm just giving you a hint. One of the great commentators, Nilakantha, asks this, sorry, Purushottam or Nilakantha, one of them asks this beautiful question. We'll go there. Why he's saying this, Abhyayam, the argument he has is like this. If you see a blue ocean, a blue lake in a desert, right? You see a blue lake in a desert, you are driving in your car on a highway, and a few kilometers ahead of you, because of the full internal reflection, and you know about how the refraction takes place, different layers of air. There is a hot layer, and there is the density sort of changes, and therefore there is a total internal reflection, and the sky gets reflected in your eyes. You see a lake in front of you that we have all studied in school. Now, that commentator is asking a very beautiful question. This particular lake which you see in front of you, is it going to dry up because of the heat, or it will remain the way it is? It will remain because it's not a real lake, right? Now, if a person is a magician, he creates a magic girl in front of you, who is a very, very beautiful girl at the age of, say, anything, any age which you think is a good age for a woman or a man. He creates a boy or a girl out of his magical powers. Is this boy or a girl going to get older? If this is a boy, is he going to have mustache after some time? No, he cannot grow because he's not real. Now, this sansara is avyaya in what sense? Actually, it doesn't exist per se. Bhagavan is saying avyaya in order to kind of hint at his unlimited magical power or ability to manifest whatever he wants. Kartum akartum anyatha kartum sakyate. He can do anything he wants. He can do this way, that way, or not do anything. That is fully under his control. And therefore, avyaya word is used because we have also studied that there is srishti and there is sthiti and there is laya. So it's not avyaya. It is all khyaya. All karya rupas are khyaya rupas. Obviously, there'll be vilayas of all these forms, names and forms. So they are all the karya rupas are all vyaya. But what he's referring to is avyaya. Mama mahatmyam apicha avyayam. The karya that I am mahan, and the bhava of this that particular thing mahatma that I am, the great self I am, that mahatmya that you are seeing in front of you, that greatness of mine is out there. That means because I have created this srishti or I create a few cosmos or galaxies, my greatness doesn't get diminished. It's like you run 20 kilometers, you are a great athlete, you will get tired. But Bhagavan creates all these universes not with any physical work or any effort. He's Udasin Avadasin, all the time sitting as if he's not there. It's all Kridatmaka, it's all Leela thing going on, unfolds and dies. But that magical power through which it comes into existence, there is no end to it. There is no beginning, there is no end. It's just a game which is going on. So therefore, Mahatmyam Apicha Vyayam, Evam Etad Yathatha. And then in the verse number 3, he said, the way you have told, atha means the way you have told me, Tvam Atmanam Parameshwara Drashtum Ichhami Te Rupam Aishwaram Purushottama. I want to see that divine appearance of you, that divine form of you. And what is that divine form he's saying? A long list of adjectives will come there. Bhagavan is Shasta, he is the Niyanta, he is the giver, he is Data, and he's also, he also punishes, he does everything, right? He's everything to everyone. And therefore, can I see that? That's what I mean. Drashtum Aishwaram Purushottama. In verse number 4, in verse number 3, there was a bit of Madhusudana Tika. Quickly, let's have a look at it because we have to do 4. We will finish the Prakarana. We have 40 minutes. We'll do those 5 verses and we'll go till verse number 8 today. He Parameshwara, Yatha Jena Prakarena Sopadhikena Nirupadhikena cha Niratisaya Aishwaryena Atmanam Tvam Atha. The way, O Lord, you have told me in all manners, Sopadhikena, Nirupadhikena. You told about your Sopadhika Atma, the Sopadhika Ishwara Rupa in the chapter number 8, and Nirupadhika Tattva in chapter number 9, so that I can do Vichara, I can do Dhyana. The Dheya Brahma and Jnaya Brahma, both you have mentioned. Cha Niratisaya Aishwaryena Atmanam. And the Niratisaya, there is nothing beyond it. That greatness, that magical infinite power which you have. Atmanam Tvam Atha. You told about yourself because you are the one who knows best about yourself. As Arjuna told him in chapter 10. You are so vast, so infinite, O Lord. No one can know you. Only you can know because you have also mentioned Devatas and Rishis cannot even know. I am telling it to you out of compassion. Tvam Atha Kathayasi Tvam Evam Evam Etat na anyatha. You tell me exactly that Rupa, the way you have described, I want to see that. Not because of any doubt. Arjuna doesn't have any doubt in what Bhagavan has said about himself. He's not doing a HR verification. Have you lied to me? He's hiring another HR agency or spy agency to go and check his background. No, he's not doing that. He's saying, I don't have any doubt. I just want to be benefited. This great thing that I've heard, sir, can I have a look at it? Have a look at it. Twadvachasi kutrapi mama aviswasa आशंका नास्ति एव इत्यर्थ। तद्वचसि कुत्रापि मम अविश्वास Asanka nasti eva ityartha. I don't have any doubt in whatever you have mentioned about yourself. I have no avishwasa or asanka. Yadyapi esam tathapi. Utarthi vibhushaya. But I have that desire, that curiosity or aspiration. My God, this is just my last chance. There's a lot of songs that we have heard, right? If you meet God, what will happen? The gopi says, I don't want anything. I'll just get hold of me. I'll not let Prabhu ditch me. I like to die at his feet. That is the gopi that Bhakta will say. The Jnani will say, I will definitely try to know what the Atma is all about. The yogi will say, I will definitely try to know what kind of magical powers he has and how does he manifest everything. Everybody has his own orientation and they will look forward to that in such a way. Arjuna is a Jnani and a Bhakta and yogi, all sort of things are there. He is representative of the human race, the good students of Bhagavan. Therefore, he's saying, can I have, sir, on behalf of humanity, and look at it so that I can tell people what that Brahma Tattva is all about. Kutarthi vibhushaya drashtamichami te tava rupam aishwaram. And what is that Aishwara Rupa? Jnaneshwarya Sakti Valavirja Tejavihi Sampannam Adbhutam. That Adbhuta Rupa. Jnana and Aishwarya, Sakti, Vala, Virya, Teja, everything, you are that Sampurna. He Purushottama iti Sambodhanena Tvadavachasi Avishwasvamo Nasti. Didikyacha Mahati Vartate. I don't have any doubts, sir, but I have that great desire to see you in your Parameshwara Rupa, the way you narrated yourself. Iti Sarvajnatvat Tvam Janasi. You know actually, because you are a Sarvagya. You know my desire. Please don't misunderstand me. Sarva Antaryami Tvacha iti Suchayati. Because you are also Sarva Antaryami. You know what's there in my heart. I am your sincere student. I am dedicated. I'm listening to you. I have put my life at your feet. Oh Lord, give me a chance to know the divine nature of you. My life will be Dhanya, Kutartha. Therefore, he's having. Then, he's becoming a little diplomatic. Bhagavan might say that, oh my God, really? That is what you want? Don't be so greedy. Get out of here, right? Any teacher or any, the employer can do it. If you ask for too much, he might just ask you to get off. But Arjuna is an extremely intelligent person. What does he say? Manyasi yaditat sakhyam maya drashtumiti prabhu yogeshwara tato me tvam darsayatmanam darsayatmanam abhyayam tato me tvam darsayatmanam darsayatmanam abhyayam. O Lord, if you think, if you me, if manyashe, if you so consider, sir, tat drastum maya drastum sakyamiti. If actually you think that through me it's possible to see that rupa of yours, hey Prabhu, he's now surrendering to him. Hey Prabhu, you are my master. If you want, you can give me that. Yogeshwara. Again, why that Yogeshwara is saying? Because the yogis can see a lot of things which common people cannot do. They can see through the wall. They can see future. They can see past. They can see things which are invisible to us because of their yogika sakti. That we see in the Yoga Sutras is mentioned. These are some of these siddhis they get when they go to the nirvichara samadhi and beyond. They get all these siddhis coming, flowing to them very easily. Tato me tvam. Then he's saying, you are Yogeshwara. The yogis can do all this. You are the Yogeshwara. You are the boss of all the yogis. And if you want, you can definitely enable me to see that pavitra, that particular divine Divya Rupa of yours. I can definitely have a chance to experience that divine truth that you are. Tvam darsaya Atmanam Avyayam. Here again saying, please show me yourself, which is Avyaya. Why? Because that we have already discussed that Bhagavan creates everything, but he doesn't undergo any transformation. Like the clay becomes a pot, Bhagavan has not become samsara. This is also the view of some who think that God actually can transform himself without losing anything of it. That is what they call Brahma Parinama Vada, where God can do sankalpa and can do anything. There is no law binding on him. and therefore he can do all this. But the Vedanta says that Bhagavan undergoing transformation will make him vikari. We say Bhagavan is nirvikara, and therefore we don't want to demand that from him. He creates it by simple wish. If he can do anything he can. Why he has to transform himself? He can just create this illusion out of nothing and let that happen. He's nowhere there. He's everywhere there at the same time. So, and look at this verse number 4 very quickly. We will do, and then we'll move forward. So, this manyase, why is he saying, "Oh Lord, if you so think"? Because there are two beautiful things. One, Ramanuja, these two commentaries are not here, and therefore I'm mentioning it. Manyase Ramanuja says, what Arjuna wanted. Manyase Ramanuja says, what Arjuna wants to see actually. He wants to that Rupa Bhagavan, which is Rastri, Prasastri, he's the creator, he's the controller, right? Sarvasya Adhara Bhutam is the foundation of everything. Okay? And Jadi, Tvad if I Maya Drastum Sakyam iti chet, if you so think that I can see, then because I'm not looking to see your practical appearance, your physical appearance, which is already there before me as Vasudeva, is that that's Sankha Chakra Gada Padmadhari, Chaturdha Murti of Vishnu or Krishna. That I am already seeing. I am not interested in that Leela Rupa. I want your Vishwarupa, your real nature, that Divya Rupa. And their Purushottama is making a very beautiful explanation there. He's saying, look here, the Manyase word has to be given because of two reasons. Number one, Bhagavan has already earlier said that the Devatas and the Maharshis cannot even know me, haven't even seen me. Why? Because if I don't show myself to anyone, he cannot or she cannot see me. This is a message for all of us. It is with God's grace that we have an access to knowing anything about the divine. If God doesn't give us the permission, if God doesn't give us the grace, then of course we cannot at all access anything about that divine nature. The people are the mosquito repellent gas, the municipality is spraying, so that noise is coming. I'm sorry. Now he's saying that Manyasya word is very relevant because Swechayam Satyam api, even though you may have ichar aspiration, strong desire to know Bhagavan, Bhagavat ichha bhave. If Bhagavan doesn't want, if Bhagavan doesn't permit or bless you, then you cannot tad drastum nirbandhena na falati iti. It doesn't fructify. Like you might do a lot of sadhana, but Bhagavan doesn't bless us, we will not reach anywhere. So that Bhagavan Kripa, Bhagavat Anugraha is very important, Anukampa. And therefore he said, so that Bhagavan Kripa, Bhagavat Anugraha is very important, Anukampa. And therefore he's saying, oh Lord, if you think, if you are kind enough, then please show me. I'm not demanding what I don't deserve. As they say in management, first deserve, then desire. So he's bringing that principle here. Okay, then Vivageshwara Tatot, and then let's look at Shankara Bhashya, what he's saying, Manyaseti. Manyase Chintayasi Jadi. If you so think, Maya Arjunena Tat Tat Rupam, Tat Divya Rupam, Tvad Rupam, Your Rupam, Tat Sakyam Dastum Iti Prabho. Okay, Swamin Yogeshwara. You are my Lord, oh my God, you are Yogeshwara. Yoginaha Yogaha Tesam Ishwaro Yogeshwara He Yogeshwara Yasmat Aham Ativa Arthi. I have a strong aspiration. I want to have that Purushartha during this life of having Atmajnana. Would you show yourself to me? Drastum Tataha Tasmat me Madartham Darshaya Tvam Atmanam Avyayam. Then you show yourself to me, your limitless infinite Rupa. Please reveal it to me. Now, here, there is just one interesting thing in Nilakantha, I'm reading it. Manyasya jadi mai tad दर्शनाधिकारं पश्यसि ततः तरिमे मह्यम अव्ययम मायामयम आत्मानं दर्शय. What is that? अव्ययम मायामयम. दैट आत्मा का कोई व्यय नहीं होता है, बिकॉज ये मायामय रूप सोपाधिक रूप देखना चाहता है. ही वांट्स टू सी भगवान विथ सर्वात्मक रूप, एंड दैट इज मायामय रूप. With Maya, he can manifest in any form, and there cannot be any vyaya, as he explained. And he's telling later on, Darsaya Maya Mayatvad Eva Asya Avyayatvam. Because it is Maya Maya, it is Avyaya. Why? There is no, he creates a little girl, the girl will remain little, whatever sansara he has created, it remains so. Mayayam hi sarve sarvatmakam sarvada astiti prasiddham. That Maya Maya remains all the time. There is no change in Jatoktam Vasishtena. His Yoga Vasist, he is Yoga Vasista, he is quoting Vartamanam Atitam cha Bhavishyat Sulamanyaphi तथा दूरमदूरं च निमेषः कल्प इत्यपि चिदात्मनि स्थितान्येव पश्य मायाभिजुम्बितम्. You know, that Chidatma, that Satchidananda Swarupa, that Brahman in which these Mayamaya Sansara Jagat is expanded through a process of magic. That is what is Srishti. Yoga Vasishtha is explaining to Rama how beautiful it is. A Jnani is explaining to Bhagavan about this Srishti and everything, isn't it? Rama is Avatar and is Bhagavan himself. And then Vasishtha is telling. So in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan is explaining to Arjuna, but in Treta Yuga, Yoga Vasishtha, Bhagavan is calmly asking questions and Vasishtha is explaining to him. And Bhagavan is smiling and asking very intelligent questions, and Vasishtha is explaining everything. So that is also a beautiful text. So Vartaman, Atit, Bhavishyat, Sthula, Anu api, and what is Sthula and what is small, Paramanu, Tatha, Duram, Aduram, what is far, what is nearam cha, Nimesha, Kalpa ityapi, happens at this moment, 1 second, and whole Kalpa. All this, Siddhatmani Sthitan Neva, that's all Siddhatma in the Brahman. It's there. They are all appearing. Maya Bijumbitam, Pasya Maya Bijumbitam. They are all created through Maya. Have a look at it. Nahi maru marichi sarasi kramasah sushyati. If there is a lake which is a basically mirage, does it dry up? No, it doesn't dry up. Ata maya mayatvad eva asya ishwarasya aishwarasya rupasya api abhyayatvam. Similarly, what Bhagavan has created through his Maya, it is endless. There is no end to it, and there is no change to it. Whatever Bhagavan wills, it happens. So this is how he is explaining. This is something beautiful. Now Madhusudana verse number 4, there is nothing great. Drashtum ayogye kutaste didriksha ityasankhya. Why do you aspire to see me? You are a stupid guy. Are you wise enough? What did you understand so far in last 9 chapters? The typical school teacher will ask these questions. And therefore Arjuna is very intelligent. He's saying, oh Lord, if you so think, please show me who you are. Prabhavati Srishti Sthiti Sanghara Pravesha Prasasana Prasasaneshu iti Prabhu. He Prabhu Sarvaswamin. O Lord, you are the God of everyone. You are the Lord or the boss of everyone. You have stood a creation, Sthiti, Sanghara, Pravesha, Prasasana, everything. Our entry, our expansion, our leaving this place, everything. You control everything. Tattava Aishwaram Rupam Maya Arjunena Drashtum Sakyam iti yadi manyase. If you think that Ishwara Rupa of yours, if Arjuna deserves to see, Yanasi Ichhasi Va He Yogeshwara. And then if you so think that you can show it to me, Sarvesham Animadi Siddhisalinam Yoginam Ishwara. All these yogis have Asta Siddhis, but you are the boss of them. So you have millions of Siddhis. There is no end to your Siddhis. You are Maya Maya Purusha. Tataha Tvad Ichha Vasadeva. So if you so wish, if you have that Ichha Mahyam Atyartham Arthini, because I have a great strong aspiration to know who you are my dear Lord, then Then he's saying, Tvam Paramakaruniko Darshaya. You are the greatest of compassionate persons, most merciful. Please reveal yourself to me. Chakshusha Jnana Visaikaraya. Now you are there. It's like, you know, there is a particular dot on the blackboard, and the teacher puts a dot and he says, can you show me where is the dot? You cannot see it. What does the teacher do? He makes a small circle around it. He says, can you see it? The children are happy. They say, yes, we can see it. Now Arjuna is pleading before the Lord, oh Lord, can you reveal yourself to me? In what sense? You make that circle around it, reveal it to me in a manner that I can see it. That's all he's saying. Okay, that is about. Now Bhagavan is responding. I will straightway read all four verses and then we will make sense of it. We have 30 minutes, we'll do it. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Pasya me Partha Rupani Satasotha Sahasrasaha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kritayini Cha Pasyadityan Vasun Rudran Asvinau Marutastatha Bahunyadrishta Purvani Pasya Saryani Bharata Ihekastam Jagat Krishnam Pasyaadya Sacharacharam Mama Dehe Gudakesa Jaschanyadashtumichasi Natumam Sakyasi Drastum Animiva Swachakshusha Divyam Dadami Te Chakshuhu Pasyami Yogamaishwaram. You know, he just tells, gives a very good introduction, and we'll break each of these slokas and make sense of it. First, he says, Paschame Partha, O Partha, see me, Rupani, me, my Rupas, Rupani, Sato Satha. So you see, Sahasrasaha, hundreds and in thousands. These are my great infinite manifestations, not material manifestations. This is how they manifest, they appear before you. It can be a million also. So basically, he's saying that Sato Sotha Sahasrasaha. So it can be in hundreds and in thousands. Nana Vidhani Divyani. Nana Vidhani. Why is it Nana Vidhani? They manifest in different ways. And Purushottama beautifully says, Nana Phalakarakani. Because I am the Bija Rupa, I am the Karaka, and Nana Phalakarakani. So these particular Nana Vidha Aishwarya Rupa that I have, they give rise to different things. Like, for example, I have Agni Devata in me, I have Ganesha in me, I am everybody actually at one go. So I give rise to different effects in Lokika, Satta, Lokika, Vyavahara, different kind of Karya Rupas emerge because of my Karana Rupas in different forms. Nana Vidhani Divyani. What is Divyani? Shankaracharya and others says Aprakritani, which is not material, which is not Lokika, Alokikani, which is, you can't understand that in a very rational way. Divyani. So this is not something which is rational. Doesn't mean they're irrational. They're super rational. They are beyond human ability to rationally understand or explain. A person is sitting here, suddenly he becomes like a tiny bird, he flies away, then becomes again a monster, then becomes a plant, then a flower, then a tree, then sun, then anything he wants he can be. Right? Therefore, Divyani, Nanavada. Nana Varna Kriti Nicha. Nana Varna and Akriti Nicha. So the different colors, different appearances, and Nana Akaras. Some are big, small, Anurupa, Paramanurupa, Madhyama Rupa, and Ati Brihat Rupa, Sthula, many forms. Then, Pasya Adityan. Okay, so we have already studied, right? The Dvadas Adityas are there. So the Pasya Adityas, Adityan, Vasun, Asta Vasus that we discussed the names earlier. Rudran, Ekadasa Rudra, Aswinau, the Aswina Kumaras, two of them. Marutas Tatha, and then we have Sapta, Sapta, Anachas Pavan, that they are Sapta. Marutas are seven, they are seven, and then 7 into 7, they become 49. Bahuni Adrishta Purvani, and many Adrishta Purvani means which were not seen before. Na drishtani purve, purvakale, in that sense, in loke. People on earth have not seen them. Pasya Asyaryani Bharata. And you see, so first he mentions what people have not seen so far, you see. That means if you're in a rural village and you sort of haven't seen a ropeway, so only there are two, three ropeways in India. If you go there, only you can see it, isn't it? So that is what you haven't seen, you can see it. But then there are a lot of things which with physical eyes you cannot see. You have only read about them in your spiritual texts, like Puspaka Viman or Swarga. Have you seen that? Can you see that? No. You cannot see with your eyes. Okay. And if you see that, you are not going to come back to tell us. If when you come back, you will not remember what you have seen in Swargaloka. So that is saying Asaryani. So these are all magical, difficult things which will throw into a great surprise or bewilderment. Hey Bharata, he's giving him respect. You are from that great generation, the dynasty. Yaha ekastham. A lot of people take millions of births to see a little of me, but because of my grace, I am showing you this whole Vishwa, my Vishwarupa to you at one place. I'm just here. See, standing here, you have to see everything. Because normally you can just run around to see the lakes and the mountains and the rivers and everything. You spend a lot of money, you travel. Bhagavan say, I'll show you everything at one place. Ekastam Jagat Krishnam, the whole universe you can see at this place. Jagat Krishnam. Krishnam is Samagram. Pasya. See that. Adya. That means Takkale. Suddenly he's showing everything. He's demanding a lot that Jnana and Bhagavan is ready to give. Adya Sacharacharam. Adya means today, in this life. You don't have to reborn again. I'll show you everything. Sacharacharam. Chara and Achara. Achara is what? Stavara, Jangama, both he's saying. Right? Jada and Jiva. Sa characharam. Sa jada jiva sahitam. Sa jada jiva sahitam. Right? Sacharacharam. Mama dehe gudakesa. All these are appearing and manifesting in me. Mama dehe, in that foundational truth that I am. He doesn't have a physical body. Gudakesha. I have already explained what is Gudakesha. Gudaka is what? Deep sleep, drowsiness, whatever. And this great Arjuna had won over that Tamashika energy, and therefore it's Gudakesha. Yachya anyad drashtumichhasi. If you have any other doubt also, that also you'll see. Why Arjuna had a doubt whether I'll win this war or lose this war. What is going to be the future? Anyone who goes to a guru or an acharya, he might discuss a few philosophical questions. But then by mistake, if you tell him that you know how to see hands or astrology, anything, is he interested in Veda and Upanishad? No. He'll show his hands. So, Bhagwan, thoda mera bhi dekh lijiye, kya hone wala hai. So my daughter is going to be happy, my son is going to be happy. And if he's a student, he will say, I'm going to get a job, not married, will I get a good spouse? Will I buy a good house? All these questions. So anything you wanted to see, especially about your future, because everybody is a kind of anxious about his future, then he says, but my dear friend, you have asked me, do I consider you can see it? I think you can see it, but not with your eyes. That's what Bhagavan says in verse number 8. Natavam sakyase drashtum, but you cannot succeed in seeing me with your naked eyes. Aneneva swachakshusa, with your eyes, my Lord, my friend, my dear student, you cannot see me. Why? Because I'm Avang Manashagochara, I'm Atindriya. You can't see me with your eyes. Forget about that. Divyam dadamite chakshuhu. Okay, so I'll give you the ability to see me. I'll give you that divya drishti. It's not that he's actually giving him a new pair of spectacles or anything. Bhagavan is giving him that ability to go beyond what the eyes can see. Essentially, he's transforming his consciousness. He's doing a great Sakti path as a guru, as a Yogeshwara. Pasyame yogam aishwaram. And then you see my yoga, my aishwarya, my magical powers. Okay, these are the basic meaning of these four verses. And let's look at the meaning of it. We shall, I hope, finish it. Because there is nothing greatly philosophically here. No great philosophical stuff. So we'll try to sort of move through them because the real ones are going to come. Okay. Then let's look at Sankaracharya. Evam chodita arjunena bhagavan vacha So after Arjuna sort of has explained what he wants to see, Bhagavan says, Pasyame iti, please see me, Pasyame Partha Rupani, Satasotha, Satasah Atha, Sahasrasah, Anekasah Ityartha. See me in multifarious forms, myriad names and forms. Tani cha nana vidhani, Aneka prakarani, Divi Bhavani. So, which is subtle, sukshma, and also what is bhuta rupan, samsara, the material and non-material. Divyani, aprakritani. Divyani means I have already said, aulokika, aprakrita. Nana varna kritani cha. What is nana varna? Neela pitadi prakara. Different colors. You have 7 colors, the spectra and everything. Varnaha bilakshanaha. Okay, तथा आकृतयः अवयव संस्थान विशेषा येषां रूपाणां तानि नानावर्ण कृतानि च. So they is saying that this material reality, that Divya Rupa I'm going to show, that Sopadika Rupa of mine, they will have different names and forms and colors and akaras and everything. And then sort of goes on. Pasya Adityan iti. Pasya Adityan Dvadasa Vasun Astau Rudran Ekadasa Asvina Udvau. This we know already have done it in chapter 10. Go Marutaha Asvina Udvau Marutaha Sapta Gana. That are 49 at the end. You see 7 into 7. Ye tangs tathacha Vahuni Anyat api Anya api Adrishta Purvani, what you have not seen before, Manusya Loke Tvaya. Okay? Tattva Nienava Kenachit Pasya Asaryani. And you see other things also which are very, very magical, which are matter of surprising forms and names of mind, Rupani, Adbhutani, Bharata. Okay? So that is how he finished this verse number 4 and 5. If we can do both the verses of Madhusudana, we'll see if there is something fundamentally. Okay, Manya say, verse number 4 we had done. Evam atyanta bhaktena arjunena prarthitah. With lot of devotion, Arjuna is asking, Sana Bhagavan uvacha. Bhagavan says, Atakramena sloka chatushtayepi, pasya iti abritya atyadbhuta rupani darsayishyami tvam savadhana bhava iti arjunam Abhimukhi karoti Bhagavan. So now, the students were very keen, sir, shows those models we want to do in the science practical. The teacher says, okay, we have come to the practical class, but my dear students, be careful. We have certain instruments where there is some electricity. You haven't understood them. So you have to be very careful and please pay attention to whatever I'm explaining. Then you can understand how these scientific instruments work. Then he starts doing an experiment. So Bhagavan is drawing his attention by mentioning these words, Nana Vidhani, Divyani, Nana Varnakritani cha, Pasya Adityanavasan. So he sort of broadly is mentioning that you have to be very, very attentive. It's going to be there for a few seconds. And then I'll be normal again, right? So Bhagavan is saying that be careful. Okay? And then these are Adhuta Rupas. So you try to be careful. Satosah atha sahasrah iti aparimitani. So these are countless names and forms that I have. Tani cha nana vidhani aneka prakarani divyani ati udvadhani nana vilakshana. They are, they're asadharana, vilakshana. They are not simple things that you have seen in your life. Varna nila pitadi prakaraha tatha akritayasya avayava sanstana visheshaha, and different physical forms, different colors and appearances. Ye samtani nana varna kritani cha mama rupani pasya. You see those names and forms. Okay? And he's saying some grammar bring his arhe lot. Jastum aho bhava he partha divyani rupani pasya iti uktva tani eva leseto anukamati. Dvabhyam, he's mentioning in the next two verses, 6 and 7. How he's saying? Then pasya. Pasya adityan dvadasa vasun astau rudran ekadasa asvina udvau marutaha sapta aneka unapansas ekono panchasat, so less than 150. Unapanchasat, that is 49, 7 into 7. अन्यथा तथा अन्यानि अपि देवान् इत्यर्थः अन्यान् अपि देवान् बहूनि अन्यानि अदृष्टपूर्वाणि पूर्वम् अदृष्टानि what you haven't seen before please have a look at it manusya loke tvaya tato anyena va either by you or by others kenachit pasya आश्चर्याणि adbhutani he bharata same is what Shankaracharya is saying अतः सतो सत सहस्रश नानाविधानि इत्यस्य विवरणं बहुनि इति आदित्यान् इत्यादि च अदृष्टपूर्वाणि इति दिव्यानि इति अस्य आश्चर्याणि इति नानावर्णकृतानि इति द्रष्टव्यम्. So in verse number 6, that is what he's saying. Broadly trying to say that these are unlimited names and forms I have and try to get them. न केवलम् एतावद् एव समस्तं जगदपि मद्देहस्थं द्रष्टुम् अर्हसि इत्याह इह इति. इह अस्मिन् मम देहे एकस्मिन् एव अवयव रूपेण. Now, you know, this whole Vishwa is there. You can also move around and see everything, but that will not be a great benefit to Arjuna. He doesn't have all the energies. He cannot go everywhere and see anything. Bhagavan, therefore, has to have the compassion to reveal it to him at that particular place within his body. That is what is his prayer. That is his explaining. Ekastam ekasmin avayava rupena sthitam jagat krishnam. The whole universe, samastam sacharacharam. Jada and jiva. Sachara, chara and achara. Jangama sthavara sahitam. Both with Jangama and sthavara sahitam. Tatra tatra. Paribhramada. Varshakoti sahasranapi drashtum asakyam. Adya adhuna eva pasya. What you will take millions of births to see all my Vishwarupa. You have to move around several galaxies, right? And so many planets. You can't even cover Mother Earth. Forget about other planets and then other solar systems and galaxies. He's saying, Dashtum Asyakyam Adya Adhuna eva pasya. Now I can show it to you right away because of my compassion and love for you. He Gudakesha Jacha Anyat Jaya Parajayadikam Drashtum, doubts regarding your future. You have some sandeha whether you can win this battle or not. That also I'll tell you what's going to happen to you because you will see how this everybody has already died, you know, and they are all dying. He's seeing all his future. Okay, so Bhagavan shows his future as well. So this is the thing. You can also anything else other than that also you can see. Okay, and then in verse number okay, and then he's saying in the verse number 8 kintu nanu mam iti. Okay, सचराचरं सहसा उच्चा स्वरेण अचरणे च वर्तते मम देहे गुणाकेश यच्च अन्यत् जय पराजयादि यत् संकसे यद्वा ययेम adiva no jayeyuhu. That doubt he had expressed in chapter 2. He's saying whether I will win or lose, I don't know, but you are asking me to fight. Iti yad avachoha, the way you have mentioned it, tadapi drashtum yadi ichhasi tat pasya. Then you see it. That's what he said in verse number 7. Then Shankaracharya says that final 8th number verse. What was that? Natumang sakshase drashtum aneneva sochakshusa. But you cannot see that with your pair of naked eyes, my dear friend. Divyam dadamite chakshu. Therefore, I'll give you a pair of goggles. That jnana chakshu. Pair of not Ray-Ban lenses. This is the best of lenses. The lens of viveka, the lens of jnana, and direct connectivity with God. So everything gets filtered out. Sansara gets filtered out. Only God is visible to us. Can you imagine if we can buy that kind of spectacles and then we don't have to do Vedanta, Chintana, Manana, all this study and all will become superfluous. We just have to buy that pair of glasses to wear it and see everything as Vasudevam Sarvamiti. That lens Bhagavan is going to give him. Divyam dadamite chakshuhu pasyame yogam aishwaram. Please see me. Kintu nanu mamiti. Nanu mam vishwarupa dharam sakyase drashtum anena. You will not be able to see me, my dear, this Vishwarupam. Anena prakritena swachakshusa, by your naked eyes, you cannot see me. Swakiyena chakshusa, swachakshusa, your own eyes that you have. Then he says, Yena tu sakyase drashtum divyena tad divyam dadamide tubhyam chakshuhu tena pasyame mama yogam aishwaram ishwarasya mama aishwaram yogam. So I'll give you that divya chakshu, not your prakrita chakshu which you have, then you can see my Ishwara Satta Swarupa. Yoga Sakti Atisayam Ityarthaha. So what is that yogam, Aishwaram? Yoga Sakti Atisayam. That limitless yoga Sakti, that magical power I have, with by dint of which I can create not one or two, but millions and billions of galaxies and universes with just one sankalpa. That is what that power I have. And I'll give you that power, a bit of it, then you can see it. That Aishwaram in Yogam, you can experience. Madhusudana elaborates on it. Yad uktam manyase yadi tat sakyam maya dashtamiti tatra vishesamaha. He had already said, if you think I can see, please show it to me. And Bhagavan has to also satisfy him. And therefore he's saying, Aneneva prakriti chakshusa tvam bhavasid, swabhavasiddhena. That swabhavika, pair of eyes that you have, the natural eyes, the naked eyes that you have, chakshusa, mam divya rupam dashtum na saknosi to eva. You will not succeed to see that. Sakyasya is the pato sakto na bhavishyati ityartha, bhavishyasi ityartha. Bhovadika, there is some grammar coming in, we'll just skip it. Bhovadikasyapi sankuter दैवादिकः शन छांदस इति वा दिवादौ पाठो va ityeva sampradayikam. So he's talking about different kind of pratyas, and that, that shan pratyaya which is appeared mahatyam, he's just mentioning it here. Tari tvang drashtum katham sakniyama ata aha. So how one can see? Then yes, he's explaining it. Divyam iti. Divyam aprakritam mama Divya Rupa Darshana Khyamam. I'll give you that pair of eyes which can do that Divya Rupa Darshana. Khyamata it has, the ability to see me, my Divya Rupa. Dadamite Tubhyam. I'm giving it to you. Chakshusa. Chakyuhu. Tena Divyena Chakshusha. Then with the help of that Divya Chakyu, Pasyame Yogam. Aghatana Ghatana. Aghatana Ghatana. Asamarthya Atisayam Aishwaryam Ishwarasya Mama Asadharanam. You know, अघटन योगम अघटन घटना सामर्थ्य जो नहीं हो रहा है उसको घटा सकते हैं. What should not happen, he can make it happen. Okay, that's why we pray him. Pangung langhete girim, mukam karoti vachalam, yat kripa tamaham bande paramanandam madhyam. Why? Because once he is graceful, he can do anything. He can give us any power. Therefore, Arjuna has prayed and Bhagavan has mentioned, and this is how we have finished our chapter 8. The verse number 8, and we will start from verse number 9, where Sanjay will mention, and then Bhagavan will show, and then Arjuna will start narrating what he sees. And this is actually Vishwarupa Darshana Adhyaya. Even Patana itself is a prayer to the Lord, people say. So when some people are in deep problem, some people encourage that if you're in deep crisis, read chapter 11 and chapter 12. These are some of the things gives us deep peace within and some inspiration to deal with very difficult situations. So I stop here. If you have any questions, you can ask.